Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, there's something I want to talk about today that many of you have a love for, and that is our pets. So I thought as a part of this video, I would bring my pets in for you to see who's been making all that noise during all of my YouTube videos. Main guy here is Chester. Chester loves to bark. And he loves mailmen and gets very, very excited when the mailman comes to the door. You would think that that he's going to attack the world, but this is the one that is the most vocal. This is Chester, and so say hello, Chester. So come here, Stella. Stella's my other one, and yes, they are both rescue dogs. And here is my Stella, who is the dachshund. And I've never had two dogs that actually liked each other. And they love each other. They sleep together, everything together. They are, I gotta say, the best pets I've ever had. Aside from the barking, you know, you learn to put up with these things because we love our pets. Why am I talking about pets? I want you to know how to see your pets. Okay, Stella, I don't think there's enough room for two of you on my lap, but they're lap dogs too, by the way. That's their favorite place to be, is on our laps. But Chester is a silky terrier. It's like a larger Yorkshire Terrier. And of course, Stella's a dachshund. And these are man's best friends. They are definitely my best friends. So, how do you tell pets in a chart? It's very important. We love our pets. They are an important part of our life. And you know, one thing I just wrote about in my newest book, Astrologer's Secrets, is the fact that when our pets do pass away, it's so sad because what do? But we go through our whole life experiences with them. When they were there through thick and thin, the hard times, the good times, they were there. And all those times in our life that they were there come back. We think about them and how our pets were part of our life during that processing time in our life, because you got to know these guys are so unconditional with their loving that, you know, they help us through. They open our hearts. But talking about pets, they actually are ruled by the sixth house. The sixth house is pets. And I know many people that don't have children, they say, well, wouldn't they be my fifth house? Because they're my children, they open my heart. I've seen them to be part of the sixth house, not the fifth house. So here's a good rule of thumb. If you're looking to adopt a pet, you're going to want to have good transits in your sixth house. So Jupiter will only be there once every 12 years in your sixth house, transiting that is. So you're going to want to look to find, because Venus will go through there every single year, a month during a year. So if you can't grab Jupiter's transit through your sixth house, look for other benefics such as Venus or Mercury transiting through your sixth house, or maybe even a full moon through your sixth house. But you want to find the benefics transiting through the sixth house when you adopt your pets. I actually had Jupiter transiting my sixth house when I adopted both Stella and Chester. We adopted them on the same day. So like I say, they've been the best pets I've ever had. But the other aspect about what I wrote about in my book, where talking about pets, is so many people, they have aging pets and they truly want to know when they're going to pass or when they're going to die, because they want to prepare their lives in terms of going out of town, things like that. So it happens to all of us. It's very, very sad and it breaks our hearts. But, you know, you got to know that to prepare better, or even if you know they're going to get sick, just like ourselves, to take care of ourselves, take care of our pets, change their diet, look and see why they're scratching all the time. What's going on? How can I take them on walks more to get them exercise so that they don't get sick? But when malefics cross through your 6th house, and what are the malefic planets transiting Saturn? You could lose a pet, yes. Or if Rahu or Ketu are transiting through your 6th house, this could be problems with your pets. So I'm talking about the transiting planets for those of you that don't know. But all at the same time, I want to talk about the 1st house, because nobody would think of the 1st house relative to problems with your pets, but it absolutely is. So when you have transiting planets such as Mars, such as Saturn, aspecting your 1st house, I'm talking about the transits. Be careful. They could have an accident, get hit by a car, or have problems health-wise. Why is that? Because, here, I'm going to have to put them down because I can't, they want to be part of the show. Well, I guess I'll hold them up here till I finish telling you about the 1st house. The 1st house is the house that deals with, okay, Stella, you can get down. But the 1st house deals with, it is the 8th house from the 6th house. So if it's the 8th house from the 6th house, it is the death of the pet. And if it's Mars or Rahu, it could mean an accident. So you're going to want to make sure that you take care of your pets where they are not running loose without your surveillance, because that can mean that they could be struck by a car. I actually have a friend that this happened to when malefics were aspecting her 1st house, not the 6th, but many times I've had where my pets passed away when Saturn, Mars were in my natal 6th house of pets. And that is the house you look for pets. And also remember, what we do is we look at the ruler of each house. What is the ruler of your 6th house? Where is it situated? Look for benefics crossing over that in order to get a new pet. And watch and take care when the malefics, which are Saturn, Mars, Rahu, or Ketu, crossing over the planet that rules your 6th house, because that could be a problem for your pet. But most of all, take caution when planets cross that are malefic in the 1st house, because if you count from the 6th house, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1st house, that counts 8 houses, which is death and obstacles and problems for your pet. So I just wanted to share with you what I know about the 6th house pets and how to prevent any major issues or problems that could happen to our beloved pets, because they are a huge part of our life. They give us company, don't you, Chester? They give us love and company when we need it most, unconditionally. Who doesn't love man's best friend here? They're great. And that goes for all pets. Cats as well. Many of you have cats. And pets open our hearts, and they give us unconditional love. So watch out, take care of your animals, which are part of our family, right? And I always say, people don't really give us the support that we need when a pet does pass. Why? Because they're not a person. You don't get flowers, you don't get letters, you don't get words of appreciation of your loss or how they care, because it is a great loss to lose a pet. But yes, and funny, they just don't live long enough for me. But anyway, I want to close with that. So remember, if you would like to sign up for my free newsletter, go to galacticcenter.org. And while you're there, look at my magazine. I have an online magazine Great articles. It's called Joni Patry's Astrology Insights. And last but not least, if you want to learn Vedic astrology, remember to go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.